You may want to send emails at the end of a Fabric pipeline, but what if you want to send emails at the end of other processes? We answer that question today on this chapter of DataBard. DataBard, 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 DataBard. Dabba, 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 hoi, hoi, hoi. When real-time capabilities became a bigger thing in Microsoft Fabric, Data Activator became a buzzword amongst people working within Microsoft Fabric. But what does it do? Data Activator doesn't really say much. Well, it's basically a capability that allows you to see what's going on with your data in real time, and more importantly, what are you going to do about it when certain things happen. That's where we can use it for job completions and sending emails when that occurs. It works very well, but there are a couple of gotchas you should know when trying to get it set up. Let's get into a demonstration and I'll show you what to keep an eye out for when setting up Data Activator. Now I've already taken the time to do the simple thing, which is let's at least create the resource, but if you need to see that, go under New Items, take a look for Activator, and there you will find your Data Activator option. I've already gone and set up a Data Activator and I called it very fancily, Did Someone Do Something? Very helpful, right? So I want to create some notifications when I know that somebody's done something, and I'm going to focus specifically on a pipeline that I've created called Do Something. Now I'm going to show it with a pipeline, but this can be done with other objects. So to set this up then within an activator, first thing is I need to collect information about the events that are happening within my environment, aka can I see when my pipeline do something, did something. I'm gonna go under home, if I can click on it, we're gonna get data. Obviously it gives us a bunch of demo options there, but at the bottom here we can take a look at not only data streams, but Microsoft sources and Fabric events. That's what we're interested in, specifically job events. I'm gonna go ahead and select job events, and from here I get to pick a couple of options as far as the event types. Right now, I'm just gonna collect any event associated with the item I'm interested in. By source, we're gonna do it by item. I'm gonna be looking within my workspace and I'm gonna find my dear friend, Do Something. Go into next, make sure everything looks good. We'll hit connect, and that sets up our data ingestion of events. So this isn't sending the notification yet. This is just giving us the information we can then use to determine when something has been done. Now comes the fun part. Now we actually want to tell it to do something. So this is where I can take a look at this, and so far nothing's happening. So I'm going to go back into my process, and I'm going to give it a schedule to say that I want you to run by we'll do every minute, because this is demonstration purposes. Should start working right about now. We'll go ahead and we'll let that run for a little bit. Might want to cut ahead a little bit on this video. Alright, so we just needed to wait for the process to queue up and run a couple of times, and once we did, we can see events started flowing in. This is where we can see various statistics about how the process has run, anywhere from the job started to the job completed to the job was successful or the job failed. So I've got a couple of events here, and now this gives me the ability to start creating rules or reflex jobs. This is where I can start creating what am I going to do when something happens. So I'll click on new rule, and I'll be taking a look at jobs events, and let's say I just want to send an email every time my job succeeds. So I'm going to check for a text state that contains the word succeed, because again this is going to be about succeed, not success. And I'm going to check type. This is specifically what has the success or failure of the job. And I'm expecting I should only find the word succeed when the job has succeeded. Now I've said this is my triggering action. Now what am I going to do about it? And here is where I'm going to send an email. I could send this email here, And this is at least where you need to start running into a couple of gotchas. There's two things you need to know about sending these email notifications out of these Reflex jobs. First of all, to set up this notification, I have to be logged into Power BI using an account that is part of the email domain within my organization. Now, to be clear, this isn't just about being part of the email domain. You actually have to have a correct email domain in the end part of your email. So if your domain is 12345.com, but your email address says at abcde.com, you actually can't set up this notification. You have to be 12345.com. Don't ask me why, but that's at least how the documentation goes. The second thing you have to keep an eye on is how often is your job running. The Activator process is going to consume part of your capacity units, and if you take a look at Microsoft documentation, there's one important note about Reflex jobs. If at any point you hit your capacity unit, go to its maximum 100% and generate an overage, all of your Data Activator Reflex jobs hit the pause button. They stop functioning, and they will continue to be in a pause state until not only your overage has burned down, but also you have to come in here and you have to restart the jobs. So make sure you keep an eye on your capacity usage, because if you keep exceeding your capacity unit usage on a consistent basis, your jobs are just going to keep shutting off again and again and again and again. For this, we're going to just go ahead and trigger a basic test action. Now I can send this email to just myself. I can also send it to other individuals as well, provided their email domain matches my default domain. So if my organization is at 12345.com, I can only send it to people who are 12345.com. Taking a little bit of time to wait for this email, we should see it comes in a little bit. And sure enough, wait a couple of seconds and here's my email that I got that says that my job events alert has succeeded. So I successfully got an email from this. So my test worked, so I'm going to go ahead and set save and start. This is what's going to start the Reflex job, which is going to monitor my event stream here of events coming from do something. And as it succeeds, now I'm going to start getting email notifications from that. Hooray, we got exactly what we wanted. And just like that, we've got email notifications, not just for pipelines like I showed today, but notebooks, events, anything that generates an event in Fabric can turn into an email notification on start, complete, success, or failure. Just keep an eye on all of those gotchas I mentioned in the demo, and you'll be good to go with some great notifications. Hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, hit that like and subscribe button to get notified of future videos from the Data Bar channel. Well, speaking of notifications, I never turned that notification off. Oh, my emails box is going to be full. Well, I'm going to go and clean that up, but for you, enjoy your day. For now, I'm Data Bard, and I'll see you in the next chapter.